off on a little adventure. We just arrived in Escanaba, Michigan for the National Trappers Association convention.
Yeah, but what did we arrive in, though?
Well, we...
Not a vehicle. Bill's new plane. How fast did it go? 200, you said?
About 200, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to get unpacked, and we'll see y'all at the convention. It's going to be a fun one. All right, so we're here at the NTA. Ran into, what's your name now?
Hudson.
Hudson?
Yeah.
And what's your name?
Memphis.
Memphis. Hudson and Memphis here. These guys are big trappers. You're going to catch, what, coyote this year, you said?
Yeah.
What are you going to catch?
Bobcats.
You're setting standards high, huh? Have you guys been to NTA before?
No.
No, what do you think of it?
I like it.
Main thing is just keep it out of the sun. Don't let it be sitting in the sun. Other than that, it's fine. You can keep it in your shed, you can keep it in your garage, wherever you want to keep it is fine. The Top Dog or Mighty Dog will both get a little more liquidy as they sit, but that's fine. To me, that just soaks into the ground. So no problem at all storing it, keeping it, and no, it doesn't really require any type of proper container or storage, so it'll be good.
Hey guys, it's Mike with Hammerdown Drivers. We're here at the NTA convention and wherever we're at. I've lost track. Escanaba, Michigan. Yeah, we're having a good time here, but we're selling some of the Hammerdown Drivers, and what that is a completely through hardened driver. We're not just hardened on the tip, but it's hardened all the way through. The head is pressed onto the shaft with 7/8 of engagement. The head's also pinned on, and that allows us to put a handle on there. Which is, I don't know why they don't all have handles on them, because...
You're not kidding. Like, that was, whenever you sent me that thing last year, I was like, this is the simplest thing. Why have I never thought of this? Like, how many times have I tried to pull that thing out? And it's like, oh, one of those aha
Yeah,
moments.
you drive it in the ground and you grab a hold of the handle and you pull it back out. We've got them for the Wolf Fang style, and the Super Steak style and the Wolf Fang. The Wolf Fang, we've kind of enhanced the design a little bit this year. Rather than those slots being straight up and down, we've angled those slots out a little bit to give some relief, so you shouldn't have any sticking problems at all. It's a product that I tested for about 5 years before we put them on the market. We've had a great time. We've been getting good feedback on them. Appreciate Stu using them and giving us an opportunity to visit with everybody about them. So. If you get a chance to go to a national convention, do it. There's so much to see and do, and we're having a great time.
All right, guys, I can attest to these. You guys saw me use these last year. I beat the hell out of these things, and I can say of all the drivers I've ever used, these things hold up hands down the best. So definitely check them out. Hammerdown Drivers, Michael Newhouse. Appreciate it, man. You're making a hell of a product.
All right, I'm Justin with A&J Skidding Machines here, and I'm just going to go over our skidding machine here with you real quick. So this is our leg holder to put your back leg into to open up your critters. Just put it in there and clamp it in, and when you get them opened up, you can bring them over to the gambrel. Throw them right in the gambrel, and then this will slide out of your way. We got our knife tray here. I put my knife tray, or my knives, my sharpeners, the little stuff that I need that I don't want to look around the shop for. All right, so we got our coyote here after we say we got him opened up, and his legs are up here, so we'll lower him down, and then we'll stick him in the roller and just crank that around a couple times, and then you'll pull him up with the winch until you run out of room, and then let him down, and then you can pull him back up again to gain your room. And then with the coyote, we're pulling from the whole back of the coyote instead of just the flanks, like
Just
the
feet. And you also gain a lot of ceiling height
right.
with the rollers.
I've got a lot of guys doing 8-foot ceiling skinning coyotes with this thing.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah. People don't realize how much of room it takes to skin a coyote.
10 foot to stretch
At least,
out.
yep.
And you can still keep the height here, you know, you don't have to be.
Oh, and we're not tearing out flanks either
Yeah.
with the vice grips.
Which what a lot of people don't realize is the flank. I mean, that's where a lot of your money's at. On
Right.
the dial,
So that's the roller, and then we got a beaver tray along with it too. You can fold it in and out, and it'll go around all the way. And it can go over here and stay out of the way if you don't want to. Some guys open their coon up on it. So.
And then all the accessories you've got here can be purchased
Separately,
or all together.
Yeah,
with,
they can be wall mounts, or you can bolt them onto this machine. So.
Cool.
Thank you guys so much.
Maybe take one, two,
Yep,
for
hold on
you.
a second.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right, in the summertime for bait and lure, you can store it in a cooler or in a shed, just anywhere out of extreme heat or sunlight. That's really it. It'll stay good for a long time.
It won't go bad.
It won't go bad.
Season to season.
Yep, that's right.
Don't think you have to buy new
Right.
every year.
Yep, just store it wherever, in your lure shop, in your fur shed, in a
You
cooler,
guys
on a
preserve
shelf.
all your baits and lures, they're made this way.
That is correct. That's the intent.
Hi, I'm Leon Winchell with Top Lot Stretcher Company, and today I'm going to just show you a brand new product we're coming out with. So what we have here is what we call the Airboss Pro Series. We have a system here now to dry your pelts so you do not have to flip your pelts anymore. No more worrying about, am my pelt going to be able to turn in 4 hours or 6 hours? It's basically, you put it on here, you pin it once, and you're done, okay? So how the system works here is we got a high quality fan here that forces air through this tube, down through these nozzles, and as you can see, it just goes into the mouth opening of the stretcher, forcing air in. So this is how all the air flows through. This is a Fox board here, but they all have the same channels. This is what I call the back of the stretcher. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slots. Flip it to the belly side here, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 slots. So right up here is where it gets the air, comes in, flows around. But not only does the belly and the back, there's actually a slot here that comes all the way to the outside edge, and it pushes air down your outside edges as well. Now these stretchers are double coated in polyurethane for a nice smooth finish, because again, you're taking a wet animal and putting it on here, so that way no moisture can get into your stretcher. One last thing that you do have to do to fight that wet to dry stick between leather and a stretcher is the system comes with a 10-pound bag of corncob grit. This is the same grit that I use in my fur tumbler. So basically all you got to do is take a handful of grit, rub it into that head, shoulder area, backside, belly side, and that's going to prevent it from seating and sticking onto the stretcher. So everything's just ready to go. It's got your opening in there just to go ahead and hang your boards up, just like so. Tube is right in there, and then the last thing is a piece of plastic corrugation just to cover up that mouth opening so that air can go down and travel through. Now this is going to take about 3 days, and this coyote will be completely dry, ready to take off, ready for the next one.
Cool, and I know I'm going to get this question, but what's the CFM on your fan? Do you know offhand how much air that's moving?
That's actually a very good question. Off the top of my head, I don't know what the CFM is. If you're not familiar, that's how much airflow comes off the fan. Now this fan here, it's made from pushing air through a confined space like we have here. If you took a normal fan,
Yeah, it's a duck fan made to push.
yep, where if you took a normal fan and you hook it up on here, if it was rated for 200 CFM, when you pressurize it, you'd be lucky if you're at 40. This is meant for doing something like this.
The MagnBed, it's a magnetic trap placement device that's designed mostly for nuisance control professionals. However, it does work for fur trapping. It's just that in fur trapping, typically you're money ahead, just putting the traps the easy places and moving on. But if you're a nuisance control professional, this is the type of thing where if you have a 250-yard section of shoreline where you're getting paid to remove those beavers, and you have educated beavers especially, you're left with well-concealed footholds. So this allows you to put a foothold basically almost anywhere. The way it works, I'll use this for a demo here. Now I don't actually use a stake that long. I typically use a stake about this long, and I use wood. I'll just take a piece of wood right out of the beaver dam and stick it up in there, and it's, maybe that long, that big around or so. And that will stabilize this in really soft mud. Even the stuff that you would sink up to your thigh in, this will make it rock solid. So you snap it on there, onto the magnets, and then it has these adjusters. Now these adjusters, you start off with them all the way loose and tighten them down until they just touch. You just want them to touch. You don't want them to move it any. And once they touch, that gives you stability so it can't rock back and forth. So now that thing is on there, and on my website I have a video where I pull 45 pounds everywhere on that trap, and you ain't getting that off of there for nothing. However, I'm gonna wear a glove here so I don't get splinters, because it's been putting splinters in my hand. When it fires, trap pops off instantly. This is a setup that I use for riprap, and what I do is I take and remove the blocks of riprap, and wherever I'm going to put the trap, set this down in and put a stick between these and tighten it down, or you can use a steel rod, and then you pack the riprap back around this thing and then pack it around the trap, so you've got a rock solid situation there. I do have Facebook. I also have a website. Just Google searching MagnBed trap holder. I'll bring it right.
And there we go, y'all. There goes Bill and the other crew. Just dropped me off at the airport. Man, what an awesome time. I want to thank Bill and Preston and Blake being great hosts. So I want to thank everybody at the NTA that came up, shook my hand. What an awesome experience, man. That was super cool. This was probably the best NTA that I've ever been to. It was just super cool to meet everybody, and the weather and the layout and everything else. So anyway, y'all, there goes Bill. He's headed back to Mississippi in his plane. It's 100 degrees here again. It was 51 degrees whenever we woke up this morning in Michigan. But hey, just want to thank everybody. Getting ready for trapping season here. I'm pumped now, man. I tell you what, this really did it for me. So as always, y'all, hope you enjoyed the video. Appreciate the view. See you on the next one.